What is up, Reds? Welcome to the Liverpool Norwich match reaction as Takumi Minamino, of all people, gets the opportunity to play, leads the Reds into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and it seems like we just keep inching towards the second one, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, are you surprised with Minamino?
No, I've seen
The
it
guy
before.
just
I've seen the
delivers.
potential there. But I mean, this, as Rob said it in the chat here, I think it was probably his best game. One of his best games for sure. I mean, he's definitely shining in these domestic cup matches. That's for sure. It's really the only time he gets any playing time. But
I mean, I think yeah, like you said, it's the only chance he has, really. Um, but I will say, similar to Divock, but probably even more so, he takes advantage of these opportunities
yeah,
and
yeah,
he produces when he gets in. And that's really all you can ask for. Like, we've cried for so long about squad depth and this, that, and the other thing. And, Minamino's not good enough. Divock's not good enough. But you know, we are the best. We are one of the best teams in the world right now. And you need players like Minamino to shine in these games when you're going to rotate. And he's done just that. So I'm really happy for him. Is that his first brace?
it might be. All I know is Divock. I mean, when you look at the starting lineup, shout out to Divock for the assist. Minamino in his bag tonight. You look at the starting lineup here. You got Jota, Rigi, Minamino leading the front line. Jones, Hendo, Ox, Gomez, Kanate, Milner, and Samikas with Allison in goal. Now, they did get one. We ended up winning 2-1. But yeah, if you guys know if that's Minamino's first brace, let us know. No, I think he got one earlier in the competition. Maybe in the
Okay.
Carabao Cup. Maybe he got because he definitely had some good matches. But yeah, what do you guys think? Apparently, I mean, obviously Minamino is going to get man of the match. Unfortunately, Jones went off with a calf injury, it looks like. But we'll get more into that in a second. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's go over. We got 67, Jack Ritchie, Oyvind, what's going on? Good evening. Spence, what's good? And Johnny B. Red. For 2 against Norwich in the League Cup early. Yeah, that's what I thought. The last match against Norwich, right? Minamino in his bag today, in his bag once again. You know who was not in his bag? Ox. Like you said, Steve, you get these opportunities to play for a caliber of player like Oxlade-Chamberlain going up against lower caliber Norwich side. Oxlade-Chamberlain's got to be on it in a game like today. And aside from his shot that hit the post, I mean, he really didn't do anything. And I feel bad for him because Klopp has obviously given him chances. And if you don't take it, there's nothing you can do, man. As a professional, you got to take your chances, especially like you said, when you're in a club with as much depth as we have, you got to take your chances when they come.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the post. So if that goes in, we're probably not having you know, this chat here. But I will say, one thing he can't knock Ox for is effort. Um, he's always there. He's always sprinting. He's always working as hard as he possibly can, putting in the hard yards. He just is missing, at least lately. 2 weeks ago, he had goals in multiple games,
Right.
2 3 weeks ago. But right now, he's just missing that finishing touch. And he's one of those players, and similar to Curtis, too, because you mentioned he came up with an injury. They're players that have played forever, week in, week out. They get in a rhythm. Like, I think for Curtis, it's, you know, he's been a star his entire career, whether it was at the U18s, the U23s, whatever the case may be.
Sure, sure.
But now he's not getting those opportunities. So he's really just training. And then he gets in a game. Sometimes he plays twice in a week. Sometimes he doesn't play for 3 weeks. He's battling injuries. And I think the same goes for Ox. Ox was always playing for Arsenal.
Right.
Ox comes to us. He's always playing for us. There was one time where you could argue he's one of the first names on the team sheet, but he battles
Short period.
injuries and
Short
yeah,
period of
right.
time.
I mean, he battles injuries now, and
Yeah.
we have depth. We have more depth. We have players that have surpassed him, if you will, in the rankings. So when he gets on, it's just hard to get a rhythm going. Yes, he should be the one to shine. You would argue he had the most experience on that pitch tonight, aside from Milner, right?
Yeah.
He's played massive games.
Aside from
Premier
Milner,
League
I mean,
for
you look at
8 years,
Jota as
if you
well.
will.
Yeah,
What's
Hendo. I
that?
mean, Hendo started.
Right. I mean, yeah, Hendo, Milner,
I
sure.
get what you're saying, though.
That's table
I definitely
stakes.
get what you're
I
saying.
wouldn't even say Jota. Like,
Yeah.
Ox has been around the block for a long time. He also probably doesn't have chemistry with these guys, and this isn't an excuse for him, but I know why it's happening. He's
Absolutely.
not like slipping in class. I don't think it's just it's tough. It's tough to be like a class player at times, and then come in here and there and play with players that you're just not used to playing with. So
I can definitely see that point. Let's see what everyone in the chat is saying here. Michael Ramsey, what's going on? Good to see you. Ken, what's going on? So Rob Scott here with Jones in the midfield. So in the first half, he obviously ran it. Shame he had to come off. Good to catch you live for a change, by the way, guys. Rob, absolutely. Yeah, the time difference definitely makes it tough for everyone overseas, but glad you could join us. Oyvind here said, I stopped watching after an hour. B team 2-0 up. Not exactly the same. Good game for Minamino. It's a great confidence game. You know what I mean? And like I said before, Norwich, it's just, we're expected to win this game. Just flat out, you're expected to win this game. Made it a little tough at the end there. Should have defended better with the goal, but it doesn't matter. We're through to the quarterfinals. That's the big thing. I want to focus on the fact that we're through to the quarterfinals. I would like to, looking at the teams that are remaining, even though Middlesbrough knocked out Man United and I think it was Tottenham. I would like a Middlesbrough draw. But I'm just thinking about it this way, Steve. We were just coming off the Carabao Cup run and the win, right? Get that trophy. Klopp still in the FA Cup is still putting in a B team, like Oyvind said, a B team. You look at this team, it's a B team, but they're still producing. The domestic cups, they have a different energy. So you still need to come in, even if you're playing your B team, and produce top performances. And that's what we did today. It's good to see Minamino get going. And I like that Divock got the assist, as I said. Yeah, it is a shame, man. Like you said, Jones struggling for rhythm. But Ox, I mean, I'm just going to be critical of Ox, dude. I have no sympathy for someone who gets the opportunities, and I know he's a rhythm guy. I know he may not have chemistry, like you said, but he's still got to come in and do the job. You still got to come in, and you should be the best player on the pitch, or one of the best players on the pitch. You should be standing out. You should be who would Norwich have in the midfield? Norman? I don't even know half of these players.
Gilmore.
Hold on. Norman, Lees Malou, Rupp. No, Gilmore's not even playing. I don't know if he's injured or not, but correct me if I'm wrong. I caught windfall of maybe he's not in favor at Norwich anymore. I could be wrong about that.
I think he came on late.
Aside from Tim Krul and Timu Puki and Rashica, Lees Malou I kind of knew about. No one else. These are all. We should absolutely be winning this game. We could have fielded our U23s who probably should still win this game.
No, Gilmore played.
Did he? Did he get subbed on? Oh, he got subbed on. Okay. So he got subbed on. But again, going back to what Liverpool or our subs here, Harvey Elliott came on. What we saw, especially against when Harvey was subbed on against, was he subbed on against Chelsea? He had his long passing is beautiful, Steve. Beautiful, especially with the left foot. Did you catch any of Tyler Morton? What'd you think?
I mean, more of the same.
More or less.
Yeah, I mean,
young guy, promising talent, just getting some PT.
Yeah,
let's go over to the chat.
Just breathing heavy.
Yeah, get some conditioning in. When is the next round draw? CB Norwood asked. That is tomorrow night for y'all. So tomorrow, like midday for us. Let's see here. Liz, what's going on? Yeah, Jimmy at right back. God, feeling nostalgic, right? God. Ken says Millie's going to play forever. It's unreal.
Performance.
It's so unreal what this guy's able to do. Klopp just comes to him an hour before game time. He's like, Millie, can you play right back? He's like, yeah. Is the Pope Catholic? What do you want me to do? I'll play winger if you want.
He was the second best player on the pitch. You give man of the match to Minamino, obviously, but only because he scored the goals. Aside from that, it was Milner, 100%.
Yeah, it's just great when you have players that can plug and play like that. Trent obviously needed a rest. Samikas did well. Sadio Mane, Luis Diaz getting some playing time as well. Guys, I wasn't stressed about this at all. and that may be disrespectful to Norwich, but I mean, you guys all know what I'm trying to say. There's no way we shouldn't even let them score a goal. Should have been 2-0. Really should have been 2-0. This is Norwich. We played them in the Carabao Cup, beat them the same exact way. They're not a good side. They're going down most likely. So hopefully we get a favorable draw in the next round in the quarters. We can head into the semis confident. And this might be number 2, man. We're on our way. And then next week we got Inter. I'm getting excited, bro. We're getting down to crunch time in this season.
No, we certainly are. But you got to think and I said this about Chelsea in the final the other day. That's the best chance they have at a trophy. Chelsea.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the league. Champions League, no. This is Norwich. This is all they have at this point. So they're going to put their best foot forward. The fact that they scored a goal, not necessarily surprised. If you think about who we started, right? Yeah. There's Henderson, who is, of course, skipper, legend, but he doesn't start every match. I mean, for me, he's in the first 11, but some folks would say otherwise. And then you have Jota, who for me is in the first 11, but some folks would say otherwise. Aside from that, Origi, Minamino, Ox, Jones, Tsimikas, Gomez, Konate, Milner, and then, of course, you have Allison. But I don't think that really counts for this point. You're going against a Premier League side versus essentially our second 11.
Yeah.
Give or take maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, you need a spine there. Like Hendo started, right? You got Millie in there for some leadership, and then Jota, a producing attacker. But yeah, for the most part, our B team, yeah.
So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is I'm not surprised they scored. Though, I mean, it was a dominating game. I'm happy for Taki. He's got to keep doing this.
Taki, bro. He's got to.
If he keeps doing this, he's going to give himself a chance to either go to another club for a good fee and play more, or he's just going to be Klopp's cup guy. And I'm fine with either.
Yeah, no, it's a win-win. You're absolutely right. Because one, we can flip him. We can almost flip him for any amount of money and be a win because we got him for 7 mil. Got him cheap. He's definitely worth more than that now, given his performances in the domestic cups, in my opinion. Even if he is a squad guy, he still gives us that depth. I mean, everyone knows Minamino's not the best player, but gives you definite confidence when you see him put in a performance like this, and that he's willing to come on and take his opportunities. That's my criticism of Ox, dude. Minamino, at the very least, when he comes on, he's showing me something, right? It takes a mentality. It takes a mentality to come on and produce, and I don't know what it is with Ox, but we've had this debate before, whether, Ox and Keita, their contracts are running down. I'd rather keep Keita at this point, but we won't get into that right now. Let's go over to the chat and see what some people are saying. Spence saying we want 4. We definitely want 4 trophies. Rob Scott says Boreham Wood in the next round once they knock out the Blue. To be honest with you, I've never heard of Boreham Wood, Steve. Have you? I don't know if it's a joke. I don't know. Am I missing something here, or is that an actual club?
Jesus.
It's got to be like a League 2 side. All right, if you're making me look stupid, Rob, you're doing a great job. I got to be honest with you. 67 here says, I feel like some of the guys who got a chance didn't make the most of it. Origi had an assist. Ox, I felt, was a bit unlucky, but needs to do better. I know.
So Boreham Wood's playing Everton tomorrow.
Oh, Everton. Is that the name of the squad, though?
Yeah, Boreham Wood. Yeah.
Boreham Wood. Jesus. Never even heard of him. Good Lord.
Southampton knocked out West Ham today. See ya. Middlesbrough. See you later to Tottenham. Man City beat Peterborough yesterday.
Tottenham needed
Palace knocked out Stoke.
Together. Chelsea
beat Luton Town barely.
Yeah, 3-2, something like that.
Yep. Lukaku scored the winner.
They're in the 5th tier. Jesus.
Yeah.
They're not even in league football.
I mean,
George, what's going on, man?
Hey, George. We had 66% possession today. 17 shots, 4 on target.
Yeah.
Norwich had 2 shots on target.
It's usually how it goes, though. I mean, that's usually how it goes.
I mean, I don't think it was it's tough, man. Like I said, we're putting together a second 11 minus Ali, and you could argue Hendo or Jota. I'm not going to give you both. So, 9 second stringers for us versus, their best foot forward. So, but I am a little bit surprised about Tottenham. What's going on there? Losing to
What's going on
Middlesbrough.
with Tottenham? Real side note. They're going through this phase right now where they're beating good teams and losing to trash teams. And trash may be a little bit of an overstatement, but I don't know. I think they just don't have the chemistry. They don't have the chemistry. They've been rolling through managers like freaking Watford, and they just got in some new players. They got some turmoil with Kane. Like, is Kane going to go? Is he going to stay? It's just a chemistry problem. I thought it was the same way at Man United earlier in the season. And that's why we're so fortunate as Liverpool fans, dude. We're so fortunate. You realize we have the chemistry and we have the talent. You know how rare that is? And we have the coach. We have a system in place. We have no idea. Some people I think we all realize how good we have it, but at the same time, we don't realize how good we have it. You could be a Tottenham fan right now.
I mean, Tottenham, they started Kane, Son, Kuleveski, the guy they just got.
He's pretty solid.
Right. Winks, Højbjerg in the midfield. Like, these are first-team players. They had less possession than Middlesbrough. They had less total shots than Middlesbrough, and they lost.
Well, I mean, I was watching the highlights. They did get a goal called offside, I think. But it doesn't matter. It's just, I think it comes down to the drive and determination in the team. They really didn't come into the season expecting anything. But, I want to talk about Taki for a minute again. George coming in. We spoke about Ox a little bit, so we'll talk about Minamino. How good was Taki today? Ox and Joe a bit shaky, though. Again, Joe Gomez getting an opportunity to play. Last time I saw Joe Gomez play or start that I remember was against Norwich, and it was in the Carabao Cup. I've brought this game up so many times. Joe Gomez should be one of the best oh my God, it bothers me, dude. It's like you're a professional athlete. If you've gotten to this level, you clearly know what you're doing. You're playing a scrimmage game, basically. You should be dominating the defensive line. Konate, I haven't even, I need to go back and watch the game again. I can already tell you Konate was the standout defender. Like, Gomez is too passive, almost lethargic when he's defending now. And it worries me.
Konate outplayed him.
Yeah.
But Gomez, for me, was 7 out of 10. Solid. Weird situation in the first half. Could have done more on Norwich's goal, but I think he played his role today. I have no real knock on him today.
And that's fine. That's fine. 7, solid 7. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad because Gomez was, oh God, we were talking about him as one of the best defenders in the Premier League at a time. Now he's a rotational squad player playing in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. It's sad. It really is. And I think it comes down to Klopp. A lot of people think Klopp plays favorites, and I just completely disagree. I think Klopp plays the players that take the opportunities they get. He's going to play you if you play well. Minamino's going to start every game from here on out.
I think the only exception to that rule is Keita. I think he's played Keita when Keita's been poor. As soon as Keita comes back from injury, he gets plugged in for 2 reasons. One is because he was worth a lot. 2 is because Klopp loved him in Germany. Klopp said Thiago Alcantara and Naby Keita were the best 2 players in Germany the year before he left, which you could argue might be true.
Mm-hmm.
But Keita gets a pass no matter what. Keita could be injured for 6 months, come back, play, give you a 3 out of 10 for 3 games in a row. He's still going to start the next game or come off the bench. But yes, I agree with you. I don't think Klopp plays favorites aside from Keita. Keita is the only one that gets a pass.
And honestly, I can understand why you would say that, but at the same time, I think the reason he plays him, even though he has a bad game, is because of what you said. He knows how good he was in Germany. So he knows what he can produce. We've seen what he can produce. Putting together, this is probably his most available season so far, knock on wood. So we've got to see a little bit more of him. But But yeah, no, he plays like Luis Diaz has been in good form. He's getting playing time, right? If Bobby Firmino didn't get injured, who knows? But Gomez hasn't been in great form. Klopp's not playing him. He's playing Kanate over him. We were talking when we signed Kanate. We were like, Kanate's not going to be playing. We were both adamant about that. But Kanate plays. He proves that he's an absolute animal and an athletic beast. Future Van Dijk, I'm telling you, he's going to be the best defender in the world in 3 years. He's going to be up there.
Plays.
Okay.
He
But
plays.
what I'm saying, when he comes in and he plays, you're immediately saying Kanate starting over Gomez. I'm saying that now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
My stance has changed on that for sure.
So
I don't think Phillips was given a chance when he should have been earlier this season. Kanate's definitely surpassed both of them at this point.
absolutely. I should check in on Nate or Nat Phillips, how he's doing at Bournemouth.
I think he was given the crap end of the stick.
Yeah.
And, it is what it is.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat. Let's go 67. Always good for posting in the chat. We appreciate it. Gomez has flashes of brilliance, of course, where he almost looks like a copy of Van Dijk. But he loses focus and confidence simultaneously. I think Kanate is solid. I like his point there where he says Luke loses focus and confidence simultaneously. I think, like I said, he looks lethargic, and I think he's not necessarily as mentally strong as some of the other players. At least that's what I think. I look at that a lot. Like sports psychology, I feel like is a very underrated aspect of professional sports because you're taking a whole different aspect of it. Like players are criticized. You're not criticized as a high school athlete. You know what I mean? Like maybe by your coach and your teammates, but not by like anyone who really comes to the game. These players are on social media getting criticized constantly. And when you mess up in the game, it's on TV. Everyone's watching. So, yeah, I think you have to have a strong mentality. Maybe Gomez and Ox don't have it, bro. Maybe they just don't have it. Or maybe they're struggling to get it back. Maybe the injury took it away.
I mean, dude, just think about being a regular starter and then getting hurt and coming back. And when you get your chance, you don't perform.
Right. And that's
so
why
for Ox, now you have guys like Elliott, Jones, you name it, playing ahead of you here and there. You have Gomez, who was, second or third on the pecking order, second best player in the Premier League 3 seasons ago, second best center back in the Premier League three seasons ago.
Sure.
And now he's getting older and he's falling farther and farther down the pecking order. Think about that. How do you get older and get worse when you're young? That's what's happened.
Has he peaked? That's my thought. So no. But think about it for a second, right? Like, think about other sports. Not every player gets better, bro. Sometimes a player will be talked about as the next big thing, and then something happens. Look at what's his face? Eden Hazard, the transfer. Like he peaked at Chelsea. Everyone thought he was going to be amazing at Madrid. He absolutely fell off a cliff.
I'll tell you who peaked. Marcus Rashford at like 21 years old.
I don't know about all that. I still think
he's virtually useless now.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about peaking and falling off a cliff and getting worse with age, it's Marcus Rashford. Not to mention the money he's making.
Yeah.
He's making enough money for Gomez, Ox, Minamino, Elliott, and I don't know who else. Phillips in one. Maybe even more.
No,
those players combined.
He's making more than all of our top earners by a lot.
Yeah, he's done nothing.
A lot.
For a very long time, he's done nothing. And I feel like I have to preface this by saying he's a great guy off the pitch. He's done great things. So I think that's the right thing to say.
No,
he has.
But it's facts.
I don't want to bash him as a human, but if we want to talk about anyone getting worse with age, a prime example is going to be Rashford.
I'll take it.
I feel like that's the type of path Gomez might be going down. He wasn't as high as Rashford.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you'd never tell me Rashford was the second best winger in the league.
No.
But Gomez was the second best center back in the league for 2-3 months.
Yes. And that's what worries me. Like, is Gomez a Rashford situation? because now he's playing League Cup games. You know? Good evening, Reds. Can we get all 4 trophies? Yes, we can. We're still in it. We're in the quarterfinals, baby. Let's draw Bachnes Woods. What was that team's name?
Boreham Woods.
Boreham Woods. That's who it is. Yeah. Rashford is burnt out already. Look, it comes with the pressure too. I mean, you're playing for Man United. You're a good person. You get all this press, and if you're not producing on the field, you get crapped on for it. That's just the nature of the beast. And if you're not strong mentally and you don't put in the work, or maybe you don't have the talent, you end up with Marcus Rashford. I'm just worried that's happening to Joe Gomez.
Blake says facts, Steve, in regards to my Marcus Rashford rant.
And Blake's a Man United fan.
I know. Dude, Rashford. I mean, Ronaldo was asked probably about 5 years ago, who's the next you? Who's the next big star? He said Rashford. Where is Rashford?
I do remember that, yeah.
Where is he? What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing, Steve.
Why is he getting paid 300-something thousand a week? So you know what I'll say to everybody out there? The fact that we're worried about Joe Gomez's decline isn't all that bad when you compare it to somebody like Rashford.
Fair enough.
That's Steve, the least of our worries is Joe Gomez's decline.
Blake says some guys, when they're young, just have a different type of energy that can make them look like they will develop into more than what they actually are. Dude, prime example. I just thought of him. Dele Alli.
Anthony Martial.
Dele Alli. Anthony Martial. All these players are just perfect examples of players that so hyped. Great talent. Maybe it's the work ethic. I don't know. But Dele Alli is garbage.
Isn't he on Newcastle now?
He's at Everton.
That's right.
Everton now.
Goodness.
It's sad.
For a decent fee, too.
Yeah. I honestly think that's a good move for him and Van de Beek. Like, if you're not getting a playing time, Everton will always be happy to take you. Seriously.
James Rodriguez.
Literally, their entire team, for the most part, are players that couldn't make it at other clubs. Andre Gomez. Decore was relegated. Allen at Napoli. And so on and so forth. What else we got?
Who did I just mention? James Rodriguez went to Everton. Now he's where is he? China?
Who?
James Rodriguez?
Oh, who knows?
Ousmane Dembele.
Oh my! There's one. There's a great.
What are you doing?
Go on.
What are you doing?
Seriously,
yeah, you can say injuries, but like, what are you?
Coutinho
it blows my mind. Coutinho, yes, but he had his prime. He had an actual prime in his mid-20s.
We were his prime.
Right, and he had that prime. Like, Rashford's at the age now where he should be getting you 25 goals a season. He should be in that Ballon d'Or conversation.
Yes, but he's not. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Unreal. Oh, yeah, he's going to the MLS. Unreal.
Who?
Oh, wait, Middle East? I don't know where he's going.
Rodriguez?
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's either going to China or the Middle East, I think.
I don't know. That's absolutely crazy.
I think he's already gone, actually.
Yeah. But, again, bringing it back to what we have, I look at these players that when they're given the opportunity, yeah, they're not being hyped up as like the next big thing, but they're at least coming in and making things happen, right? I mean, Luis Diaz, pretty hyped up, right? But Minamino, no one really expected anything out of him. And everyone kind of saying he's not good enough. Same about Ox. Minamino's proven them wrong. Ox isn't. And I have a problem with that. I really have a problem if you're not proving. Dude, I don't know. I just have a problem. I expect a strong mentality from every player. And I know that's probably unrealistic, but that's like, give me Van Dijk's mentality. Give me Salah's mentality. Like, I want players that are just all about the game, dude.
Only flop we've had is
bad game. They don't care if they have a bad game. They don't let it ruin their career. They don't get set back by injuries. Van Dijk, I forgot he had an ACL tear. I forgot until just this second. Because of how he didn't miss a friggin' beat, Steve.
Yeah, he was, maybe a slight beat earlier in the season. But no, you're right. The only flop we have that I can really think of is Keita.
Oh, come on.
That's the only flop we have.
He's not a flop.
He's as close to a flop as we have.
I'll agree with that.
Maybe he's not a flop like, I don't know, Van de Beek or, I don't know, you name somebody. Who cares? Depay at United. He's done virtually nothing, Naby Keita, for Liverpool. Virtually nothing.
So under Klopp, all right. So because Oyvind said Keita's not the only flop. Let's keep it 2 under Klopp.
Who is?
I was gonna say Benteke as well, but he was a Brendan Rodgers signing. Yeah. So Benteke, absolutely. That was the first name I thought of. But if we're talking under Klopp, it's really only Keita. Right?
I think he's the only one in the conversation, at least.
Yeah, he is so borderline flop. I agree with that, but I'm not going to call him a flop yet. I won't do it.
How long are you going to wait?
I don't know. Karius wasn't a flop. He had a good season. He's got another one where it just mentally got messed up, dude.
I mean, in Benteke's defense, what did we even purchase him for?
All right, we purchased Benteke for between 30 and 40.
He's a flop.
It was not 50 million.
$51.5 million.
Oh, dollars. Okay. All right. So
that's a flop.
But we recouped all the money. First off, he scored like 10 goals that season. He just wasn't Klopp's style of player. But he was a flop. I'd say he's still a flop, even if he did score 10 or 11 goals.
I mean, he's not a Joe Linton flop.
No, that is the Joe Linton. He's been playing a little bit better now that he's playing.
He's the worst. He's the biggest flop of all time. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of the biggest flops I've ever seen in this league.
Oh,
they put him at midfield.
Yeah, I know. He's playing midfield now.
It's an absolute joke.
Absolute
biggest flop I've seen.
What about Ox?
Sure. No, absolutely not. Here's why. Ox battled injuries, but we saw him shine. We've never seen Keita shine. Shine. Like people actually talking about him around the globe. Ox did that. Ox was that guy.
He was
in
that
those
guy
Champions
for
League runs.
He was that guy for like 3 months, Steve.
But Keita has no moments where I'm like, wow.
Bullshit.
What?
What about the screamers this season?
Are you serious?
Dude, that is literally what Ox did. He scored screamers against Man City and Roma.
I think about Ox's outside of the foot shot against Genk before I think about anything Keita's ever done.
Dude, you're proving my point. Like I'm saying, Keita's, what about his screamer shots? You're like, what? And then you just bring up an Ox shot. That's my only point.
His volleys?
Yeah.
Those one-off volleys?
Yeah.
That curler against Chelsea when we were up by 30,000 points in the league? Keita's done nothing. I'm sorry. He's done nothing.
I think it's
his goal against
Ox
Bayern.
It's between Ox and Keita, that's for sure.
No.
Yes.
No, stop it.
Oh my God. Okay, I disagree with this. Thiago could become a flop next season. No, Thiago's not a flop. Injuries don't make you a flop. So you have to be bad on the field too.
We're undefeated when Thiago starts.
What's that?
We're undefeated.
Dude, he's so good. He's such a game changer. But so is Keita. That's my point. Ox hasn't been a game changer.
But he's not,
recently.
Kyle. I'm sorry.
Dude,
we'll have this conversation maybe on Sunday. Keita doesn't change the game at all. He doesn't change the game at all.
What?
He looks different than our other midfielders out there. He plays different. He doesn't change the game at all. He's a body.
With you.
He's a body. You could have plugged Ox in the final when Thiago got hurt. Same result. You could have plugged Elliott in. Same result. Jones, same result.
Same
He's
result.
not a $50 million game changer.
Same
There's
result.
nothing.
Same result. Oh my God.
There's nothing. Nothing.
Dude. We got to pick this up on Sunday for real, though. We could talk about that.
Oyvind says, Keita changes the game. Think of the impact at Real Madrid. What an impact. I love Naby. I pull from every time he comes on. But I don't know if I've ever seen a masterclass.
I've
And I
seen
can't say I have for Ox either.
no, I've seen some master classes from Keita, like a handful. I've seen but I've also seen a handful of master classes from Ox.
Let me tell you this. Thiago came on in his first match for Liverpool ever against Chelsea in the second half. Premier League. What, last season?
Yeah.
Last season?
Wait,
Broke
say
the
it again?
record. Thiago
Mhm.
came on against Chelsea. I believe it was in the second half. His first appearance for the Reds against Chelsea. Might have been Premier League. Broke the
Okay.
record in one half for completed passes, whatever.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That half was better than any half Keita's ever had, and it was his first time stepping on the pitch.
Oh, whoa. I'm not debating that Keita's better than Thiago.
I'm just letting you know.
Thiago is amazing.
Thiago's first moment is better than Keita's last 5 years.
But you've picked up a completely different debate.
It's just something to give you perspective. And whoever said that Thiago was a flop. What is that? What?
Yeah, no, that's not no. That's a stretch.
Have you been watching games with a blindfold on? He's magical.
Thiago is just so good.
He's literally a wizard.
Oh my god. No, seriously, I agree. Thiago's just he's another level. For me it's between Keita and Ox. But I will agree with what Steve said that Ox is as close to a flop as you can get, but I'm not going to call him a flop yet until his contract's done and he's left. Then we'll make a decision.
Keita, not Ox. Keita.
That's what I said or meant. But yeah. Dude, so
I don't think he's a flop. I think he's the closest one, like you said. I think he's as close as you can get. And I've seen shit thrown around about Minamino being a flop. He was $7 million.
You can't be a flop for $7 million.
He produces in cup games. He's $7 million.
You have to be at least.
You know how many Hollands you could get for? What's Holland worth? 200 mil?
He's worth 50 Keitas.
Yeah.
I mean, 50
Minaminos. 100 Minaminos.
Look. This is all I'm saying is that if you get bought for $7 million, you cannot be a flop because goes back to what I was saying before. There's no expectations. Okay, Luis Diaz could be a flop if he doesn't become who he's already showing he's great. But if he doesn't become who he's supposed to be, you got to be at least 20 mil to be a flop. There's a price tag here. Look, I'm with Oyvind. I'm with Oyvind here. Keita and Ox, same category for me. I agree. I just rate Keita a little bit higher. But I'm like Klopp. I'm biased. I'm so biased towards Keita. Oh, man. Steve.
I hear you.
All that matters.
All right.
All that matters.
How about this?
Hold on. What? It depends what it is. What?
Premier League goals this season. Takumi Minamino, 2.
Okay.
In less games than Werner with 1. Less games.
Dude. You want to talk about flops?
That's
Let's
a
look
flop.
at Chelsea. Good
Ziyech.
God.
Havertz. I know Havertz has been playing great lately, but if you really zoom out of the big games, the finals, if you look at the league, he ain't great. Lukaku, second stint at Chelsea, poop. Werner, trash. Chilwell, where are you? Where are you, Chilwell?
What about Ziyech? Seriously,
50 million.
They spent so much money on all of these up-and-coming players, and none of them are doing anything.
Who's the one that's doing something? Mendy. What did they get him for?
Mendy.
30? 25?
The safety net keeper. The keeper you went out and bought because your world record keeper is garbage.
Yeah, 100%. No one's going to convince me. George says Chilwell's good, to be fair. No one's going to convince me if I'm playing a big match, I'm starting him over Alonso. No way. I'm sorry.
Marcos Alonso is a different breed. I like him.
Different type of player.
I like him. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because we beat Chelsea with Marcos Alonso. Doesn't matter. Okay. Liverpool is the best. It's unattainable how blessed we are with this team.
Pepe is the biggest flop.
Yeah. No, dude, you know what's so funny? I was saying Nicola Pepe Biggest flop. He's doing nothing. And I was watching the Wolves Arsenal game. Gets subbed on, immediately scores. I'm just like, all right, I can't talk smack about anyone. So that's just, that's just how it is. But look, guys, I want to wrap it up by saying we are into the quarterfinals, FA Cup. It's an opportunity at a second trophy. And then next week, we work on the Champions League. We're just chipping away. Trophies behind the wall, just chipping away. Okay? We can do this. We can absolutely do this. All four.
We'll take it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Steve, I appreciate you being here, despite your views on Keita and, other things.
Just Keita.
Yeah.
I like him.
We all like him.
He's the closest thing to a flop that we have.
Yeah. Hey, fair enough. I'll agree with you.
And Benteke. But that's pre-Klopp.
Yeah, pre-Klopp. Brendan Rodgers had a lot of flops, to be fair. Pretty much every signing Klopp made was a flop, or Brendan Rodgers made was a flop, with the exception of a couple. So
I know you're about to end this. George says biggest flop lately is Messi, and I just want to highlight that really, really quick because that is 1,000% true.
It's so true.
We're not gonna open this can of worms, but Messi is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then you can cut the stream. Messi has been absolutely garbage, trash. See you later.
That's a great way to end it, bro. Great way to end it because I agree. All right, Reds. Guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be on the lookout for more content coming up this weekend. But until then, Reds, take care.